Hey, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Bakar, Kwadash, Barakatah. I want to give double honor to apostles slash elders, which are of GMS, and blessed salutations to brothers out there teaching, enduring truth and sincerity. I just want to go over this here because it's been, you know what I'm saying, something that's been vexing my spirit. But at the same time, I'm like, man, it's not worth, the energy. But obviously, my spirit is going in that direction. Then, the spirit speaks expressively. Because I see a lot of women, particularly the nigger woman, specifically, is pro-abortion. You have Alabama that just passed a law, basically saying that it's punishable up to a certain amount of years if that doctor gives that abortion. It's basically illegal to give abortions, and now women are in an uproar. And what's ironic to me is that the women are in an uproar. Half of you women are the bulk of you are nigger women, and the other bulk of the nigger women believe in the Most High. So when you go to abortion, you go to statistics. They don't care about the method. They don't care about what happens afterwards. They just want that abortion to happen, right? It says abortion statistics, current United States data. The total of abortions in the U.S. between 1973 and 2013 is 56.5 million. M's, 56.5 million. 219 abortions per 1,000 people, 1,000 live births. So every 1,000 there's 219 kids that are getting aborted. According to the Center of Disease Control, ironically, they're following that, abortions per year is 1.58 million. Right? And a lot of women say, oh, if you don't support pro-choice, then you're basically condoning rape. You bitches ain't no fucking 1 million bitches getting raped in the U.S. per year. And I know the statistics. I had to look it up just to make sure. I ain't want to just wing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Abortions per day, 2,000, damn to 3,000. Abortions per hour, 120. One abortion every 30 seconds. Right? The bulk of you women that's getting these abortions, you fucking with unprotected sex, getting with Tyrone, getting full of that liquor, getting full of that Henny, which ain't nothing but what's the E&J with Jordans on. You know what I'm saying? Open your legs up to every arrow. Wearing them, getting them busted down condoms. You know what I'm saying? And you're getting pregnant, and you basically don't want to have a baby by a specific guy. Or another case scenario, you're not ready to have a baby career-wise. Another case scenario, you get raped. Another case scenario, you cheated. You know what I'm saying? But it's not specifically rape. It's just a hot point that you nigger women try to use, and the rest of you women try to use, which is why the Most High is gonna fuck y'all up, man. Especially Jake, specifically Jake, man. So okay, it says so it's just going over. I want to say pharmacies experts project that about 14 million chemical abortions occur in the United States each year, providing a projected total of well in excess of 610 million chemical abortions between 1965 and 2009. You women are fucking murderers, man. You're a menace to society. You do more dirt than the government, man. You got more blood on your hands than the government, man. Right? So I just want to go into this next little article. I had to I sent it via text, so Salakia. Like, especially a nigga woman, just like y'all was a part of getting the jig out the household. Y'all ain't shit, man. Y'all now y'all pro-abortion. So here's your shorty right here. Here's where the abortion goes back to with Planned Parenthood is who? Margaret Sanger. All right. Margaret Sanger is what was an was an American birth control activist and eugenicist who opened the first birth control clinic in the United States and established organizations that evolved into Planned Parenthood and Federations of America. So once you go to, says she was a eugenicist. So let's look that up. Eugenics. You know, the brother Yashawamba went into it heavy. So Salakia, I believe I went. Go back. Here we go. It says unwanted sterilization and eugenics programs in the United States. It says, and this article is written 3 years ago. All right, it says, coarse sterilization is a shameful part of America's history, and one doesn't have to go far back to find examples of it. Used as means of controlling undesirable population, immigration, people of color, poor people, unmarried mothers, the disabled, the mentally ill, federally funded sterilization programs took place in 32 states throughout the 20th century, driven by prejudice notions of science and social control. These programs inform policies on immigration and segregation. It says, I'll go down to the this paragraph here. It says, according to Andrea Estrada, at UC Santa Barbara, forced sterilization was particularly rampant in California. The state's eugenics program even inspired the Nazis. man, you women ain't shit. It says, beginning in 1909, the continuum of 70 years of California led the country in the number of sterilization procedures performing on men and women, often without their full knowledge and consent. Approximately 20,000 sterilizations took place in the institutions, comprising 1/3 of the total number performed in the 32 states where such actions was legal. You know, it says there is today one state, wrote Hitler, in which at least weak beginnings toward a better conception of citizenship are noticeable. Of course, it is not our model German Republic, but the United States, right? So basically, you know, this eugenics was all about sterilization. Sterilization of who? Undesirables. And guess who fell in that bracket of undesirables? African Americans, as you would say, for lack of better words. Israelites. Okay, the poor, the feeble, and the Israelites. Alright? So, just want to get one more article. So, and Margaret Sanger is a known eugenicist, a known person that says she, you know, in this particular article is going to say that, right? Black genocide, right? It says in a 1921 article in the Birth Control Review, Sanger wrote, "The most urgent problem today is how to limit and discourage the over-fertility of the mentality and physicality." Detective reviewer of one of her 1919 articles interpret her objective as more children from the fit, less from the unfit. Again, the question of who decides fitness is important, and it was an issue that Sanger only partly addressed. The undeniability feeble-minded should indeed not only be discouraged but prevented from propagating their kind. She wrote. Basically, she ain't want them to reproduce, right? So like somebody says, my body, my choice. What if a person that's slow of mind, or a person that has a slow baby, that's their body, their choice, but they were intentionally um, sterilizing these people, and it's intentionally sterilized Jake because they believe Jake automatically off the rip was not worth living. Okay? It says Sanger advocated the mandatory sterilization of the insane and feeble-minded, although this does not diminish her legacy. Yes, it does. The bitch, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. But I'm going to jump down to this paragraph here. Get to it. It says, many African women have been subject to non-consensual forced sterilization. Some did not even know that they were sterilized until they tried unsuccessfully to have children. In 1973, Essence magazine published an expose of forced sterilization practice in the rural South, where racist physicians felt they were performing a service by sterilizing black women without telling them. While one cannot blame Margaret Sanger for the actions of these physicians, one can certainly see why Sanger's words are especially repugnant in racial context. The Planned Parenthood Federation of America has been protective of Margaret Sanger's reputation in defense of an allegation that she was a racist. She was a eugenicist. That's the same thing where 3/5 of the man came from. However, if I'm saying it right, says they correctly point out that many of the attacks on Sanger came from anti-choice activists who have an interest in distorting both Sanger's work and that of Planned Parenthood. While it is understandable that Planned Parenthood would be protective of their founder's reputation, it cannot ignore the fact that Sanger's edited the birth control review from its inception until 1929. Under her leadership, the magazine featured articles that embraced the eugenics position. If Sanger were an anti-eugenist, as Planned Parenthood says she was, she would not have printed as many articles sympathetic to eugenics as she did. Okay, because she was a eugenicist, all right, which believes in ethnic cleansing. Basically, you're trying to just white, blonde hair, blue eyes. That's what it's all about. Okay, now you got Alabama cutting it off, you got Georgia cutting it off. These southern states are cutting it off. You know what's going on? A lot of these Edomites, just like this opioid epidemic with the crack epidemic, and it's spilled over into Esau. Same thing with these abortions. It's spilled over into Esau. In the way that these Edomite women are living, they're becoming barren. Okay? So Esau is basically trying to preserve his race by banning abortion and making it illegal. Okay? That's the whole point to it. It ain't got nothing to do with pro-choice or pro-abortion or nothing like that. It ain't got nothing to do with that. What it has something to do with is basically them trying to make sure that they survive, because what they try to do is sterilize us, but we don't die, we multiply. You know what I'm saying? And that happened, and now shit that hit the fan, now they trying to reverse it, right? So I just want to read this scripture. We're going to shut it down. All right. Ecclesiasticus chapter 25, verse 13. It says, "Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman." You know what I'm saying? Because the wickedness of a woman is basically, you're trying to say to make something straight crooked, basically, right? You're saying that, oh, I'm pro-choice, or I'm pro. You're basically turning something like positive humanitarian identity into you're trying to front as you're being a proactive humanitarian by doing abortions and saying, oh, well, you are pro-rape, I guess you're pro-rape if you're anti-abortion. No, you know what I'm saying, Marv? It ain't cool for no women to get raped, man. That ain't what's popping. That ain't the thing. That's fucked up. But what's even worse is to have abortions, man. Even if you get raped, you still shouldn't have an abortion. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, that's not the catalyst. That's not the pinnacle of why women are having abortions. That is not the pinnacle, man. Women not getting raped and then they having babies all the time. That's like 99% of why women have babies nowadays. It don't match up. It won't match up. The amount of women in I believe per year is like 200,000 that are raped, and the amount of abortions are like 800,000. You know what I'm saying? Now I ain't talking about being pregnant from rape. We're just talking about rape. Being pregnant from rape, the numbers drop lower. So what makes up? What the fuck is going on with that other 600,000? You know, if not more. But here it is, you women on there arguing and yelling and getting behind the movement, just like the fucking nigga woman kicking the Jake out the house and turning your back on your own people for your own better good. You're doing the same thing. That's why the Most High said, rise up, you women that be at ease. You don't care about nothing but yourself. And when the shit hits the fan, you and everybody else that's involved with you is going to be destroyed. So that's pretty much all I wanted to get, man. And I want to say call all to y'all about you, man. Shai, about you, Kalkadas, Barakathum, double honor side apostle / elders, which are of GMS, and blessed salutations to you brothers out there teaching and enduring truth and sincerity. Hey, shalom.